my name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm reviewing No Limits Eau de Parfum by Philipp Plein. So the price is all over the place with this, so I'm going to go to Boots. This is 50% off. So originally it's £88 and they had it on sale for £44. I had a quick look and it really is all over the place. So it says a black credit cards enter the No Limits high voltage life. I love that name, high voltage. I love the boxes we did. They all had like electricity over it. Anyway, the No Limits fragrance is a unique invention for Philipp Plein's tribe all over the world to step into a world made of boundless opportunities, limitless power, money, success, fun, and pleasures. So complete hedonism. I have no idea who this person is. Actually, I don't really watch anything or do anything out there, so I'm quite into my work, and you probably know who this person is and what it is. Tailored to measure the king of perfumes, Albert Morelos. He does everything, doesn't he? So this captures a larger-than-life personality. Oh dear, the king of now. This is putting me off a little bit, you know? Powerful, a factory statement loaded with made-to-measure accords, super luxurious, and rare ingredients. Okay, when they say this, I kind of really start feeling annoyed. So join the club. Oh, I can't read it anymore. It's kind of annoying me. It doesn't sound something like I would wear. I looked at it, I quite like the skull. I thought, it's been there for quite a while on my shelves, and I thought, I'm going to do this. The Inky is great. So Inky's the labeling on the back. That's really great. The allergens are great. If we're just saying that we need to add, they've been saying this for a few years, that we need to add more allergens or potential allergens, something like that, to the label on the back. And I just think that's crazy. Like they wanted, I think, 200 or something. Can you imagine the back of a box of 200 potential allergens on there? I mean, I think it's a bit nanny state, if I'm honest with you. Do we have our annoying bottle of No Limits? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. I've got that song going through my head, that No Limits song. No, let's look at this atomizer. Oh, the sound. I loved it. I quite like the design, but as I'm feeling it, it feels very cheap. It kind of feels like this thing's going to fly off. It feels like if you drop this, it would sort of smash. I like bottles that kind of are sturdy and look sort of simplistic. And when it's all this plastico crapo moving around, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, so whatever. So the formula's really good. I'm going to put it right there. So I think that the packaging is crap. I hate the name. The marketing, I don't know why, really annoyed me. It kind of reminded me of lads going to Ibiza or Mallorca all together and just getting up. That's kind of what was going on in my head. I was like annoyed. I kind of thought, I'm 50 now and I quite like it. I'm different to then. So it's a different demographic, isn't it? I'd quite like to go and, I'm very much like going sitting by the sea in Cancun and watch the sunrise with coffee in the morning and all that sort of stuff, and nature. I kind of love all that. So I can't think of anything worse than if there was like a party boat going by. You'd sort of see me going out and smashing the side of the boat and watching it sink, and then we'd sit there clapping as the music went out. But I think it's great. One of those fragrances which are really well liked. So this has been done really well. It's dead on the price. I think it's kind of in keeping with what it is. It's got a clean, aquatic, sweet nature. What you're detecting with this is salicylate molecules mixed with ethyl maltol against ISO super. So this is giving you that salicylate electricity note. So salicylates, when they are prominent in a formula, when they're not being used to create floral accords, can give that electricity note. I personally don't like the electricity note. That's the way I can describe it. It's like that sort of, I don't know if you can smell this. If you go near a electricity pylon, it has a smell of like ozone and static electricity. It's kind of gives you that within a formula. And some people love it. Some people love that sort of zappy nature. I personally don't. It's built upon modern aroma chemicals. So this smells like modern, lots of aroma chemicals. You've got your, this is kind of where I would build, but there's a but coming up. So you've got your cashmere and your limbinol, other amber raw materials, aroma chemicals, ISO super. I mean, that's kind of the structure of it, with a really nice musk accord to give sort of lift, smoothness, and sort of weight to the formula as well. Ethyl maltol, quite prevalent, whipping for the base. It has vanilla molecules, and it's giving me weird gourmand. So like a clean gourmand, which to me, I don't associate gourmands with being particularly clean. But this is trying to be sweet and gourmand, which obviously appeals to younger noses. Younger noses generally love sweet scents. I love really sweet scents, so this is not a dig at it at all. But it's giving sort of sweetness in an aromatic way, which to me have to be done really right. You have to be quite specific with it. And then you've got your citruses, bergamot, patchouli. Absolutely use patchouli with this. Cyprol is an amazing raw material. It can be used to give darkness and richness at lower percentages to a formula. And cyprol, I love it. I use it loads actually to just when the formula's great, but it needs some roundness at the base, some smoothing and some darkness, and you're already using patchouli or you're already using wood-like raw materials, you're kind of there and you're like, it just needs that tiny refinement at the base to smooth and give darkness. Like in the way I can explain what cyprol does, if you have milk chocolate and then you had dark chocolate or artisanal Mexican chocolate. I had artisanal Mexican chocolate and it was so amazing, so dark, so smooth, so rich. And that's what cyprol will do. It will take something tasting like Cadbury's, which is my favorite chocolate, into dark, smooth, artisanal, traditional chocolate. And that's what's happening here. You've got this sort of like smoothness, richness, roundness, and that is the cyprol. The pepper notes are having to give sort of spike in elevation through all of that. Onto my final thoughts. I'm really stuck with this because I love some aspects to it and I love how it's being created. I hate the name, No Limits. I've just got that song going on in my head. I hate the packaging and I hate the marketing, so I think that's not great. And I think it detracts from what is a really nice fragrance. To me, it's kind of on that cross-section of unisex to masculine. I kind of think of that. So it's kind of sweet, youthful, doing everything for me. But I would have loved it within this dihydromercenol pushed up a little bit, and I'd love it sort of moved around slightly personally because I love gourmands and I'd love this pushed into a real gourmand fresh territory. I mean, I don't personally like salicylates utilized in this way, but I think it's a great formula, but it's really personal. I bet you on some people's skin this is like nuts. I've just got that feeling that on some people it's have got that skin and this is sort of radiant and sort of long lasting. So I think on some people this is going to be great, but for me personally, it's not so much. It's got a lovely freshness to it. It's got some richness to it. It's got some smoothness to it. The geometry is sort of like smooth and round. Not too masculine, not too green, not too, again, it's not doing all these things. I think it's a great cross section. The price is perfect for it. So it's not trying to be too extravagant, sophisticated. It's trying to be an enjoyable scent for when you go out. And I get all of that. I would have loved to have seen a few more fruit notes to it. I would have loved to have seen some cherry notes in this or some plum notes to it or rhubarb notes or rose notes to it. I kind of think that would have been really gorgeous. And I feel that the fruit aspect in this is kind of missing, and it feels like there's something a little missing within it. But maybe they wanted like a dark chocolatey, sweet, simple gourmand scent, but I would have gone in a slightly different direction with this, to be honest. I would have put a few fruit notes in and switched a few things around. Very nice. I think it's a nice formula, very easy to wear autumn, winter, I think, or for if you're going out, and when you're going out, you want something a bit richer and a bit darker. And I think it's suitable for all men, but particularly sort of a younger demographic. So I'm going to mark this in two ways. The scent on its own, I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great scent. I'd love a few things added to make it really gourmand-like. The marketing, I hate the marketing, and I hate the bottle, and I hate everything about that. I think it's tacky, and I think it devalues the perfume, actually, and I'm kind of a little bit tainted from that. So I'm going to give the marketing a 4, because I hate it, and it's kind of all right. I kind of love some aspects with the skull and things, and I'm going to give the perfume an 8. That kind of makes sense. I would just loved a few things that have moved around slightly. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance reviews. Hope you stay safe and well. See you soon.